Hey everyone, I'm back today with, well, it's a video that I'm a little disappointed that needs to be made, but, here we are, this is the world we live in. Before I jump into the disappointing aspect of it, I do want to give a quick shout out to Random Net Players, one of my viewers. He's in Discord, and he was very recently spotlighted on Bionic Gaming's channel, actually, with the account Rage Whale Alt. And he, the current, as far as we're aware, world record for free-to-play Arbiter completion at, I think it was 104 days. And even then, and this is something that Bionic didn't say, was that he was still trying to be as efficient as possible at that point and could have very easily gotten Arbiter a week earlier. Because as you saw, he had something like 2,600 gems left over, and he was waiting to do the level 20, or the missions for level 20 auto dungeon battles until the Elegaius dungeon divers event to get the extra points for that. So it was even faster than that. Realistically, it was less than 100 days free to play to get Arbiter. And if you'll recall, like, the champions on this account, like, I've been incredibly lucky. Way luckier than he got on that account, right? Like, he got the pieces he needed for the dungeons that that needed to be done. But overall, like, CP and Solus alone is better than what he's gotten. Like, the only legendary he was using was Kreela, so a legendary that he got from the fragment of it. So it wasn't anything that he opened that was particularly lucky. Like, obviously the epics that he got were good and worked well together, but he deserves a huge shout out for the incredible work he did to get done to that point. Now, the problem, and the reason I'm making this video, and it's talking about account security, is something that happened during Bionic's making of the video. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw the picture up now. So, as you can see, we've got a bit of an issue. So, right in the middle, you'll see that there's a message that I blacked out. That message contained the account, both email address to log in and password. So the entire login details for that account. And as you can see, it's at 1402, so this is publicly accessible information. Like, anyone that can go watch this video and see what the username and password was at that point in time. That's a problem, right? Like, that is a tremendous security issue, and I'm, like I said, it's hard for me to put into words just how disappointed I am that Bionic let this happen, right? Like, there's no excuse, and to be honest, it's hard to say that there's any forgiveness, right? Like, how you can allow a security, not even an exploit, just like huge mistake like this, when producing raid content is your livelihood at the moment, right? Like, how I don't understand how you can do that. Again, this isn't just like me slamming someone else just because, that's good for me. I've said plenty of times that I love Bionic's content. He does great content, and I watch most all of it. But this looks bad on all of us, right? Like, if people can't trust content creators to log in without the risk of people losing their accounts, that's a huge issue. And I don't know why this hasn't been as big of a deal so far. But it is, and there's a couple of things, like fairly small things, that we can do to prevent stuff like this from happening in the future, and to just give more confidence in the content creators, especially those that are logging into other people's accounts. So, like, the very first thing that I would suggest as a content creator, never show private messages from Discord on stream or on a YouTube video. For me, I get really nervous when I just open up Discord, like, for my server to show people, like, what my server looks like. Like, that's how security aware you need to be. Like, that it's just something that's a small thing you can do, but it makes a big difference. Second thing, like, this one is obvious. I don't really think it needs to be said, but I'm going to say it anyway. Don't enter login information on stream, right? Like, not only does it give people what the account name is, like the email address that goes with it, which is an important part of security, like keeping that private, but it also gives an idea of how long the password is, which, again, big problem, big no-no. You shouldn't do that. I don't really see that at all, but again, it's just one thing that you shouldn't be doing. And another thing, and this is something that I do that I think helps quite a bit, is anytime you're logging on as a content creator to someone else's account, require that they change their password before you log in and encourage them to change it after you get done. So what I do on stream is I tell people, you need to change your password before I log in and open shards for you. And then as soon as I'm done with it on the stream, I make it very clear that they should be changing their password right away. And going forward, I'm going to go one step further, and I'm going to be giving people a password, a randomly generated password that they have to change their account password to before I'll even log in. Again, it's all in the name of security, because just because you trust me and I'm trustworthy, or even if you just think I'm trustworthy, stuff happens, right? Like, there can be malware on either computer, you could have a keylogger, any of these things. There could just be sloppiness with login details, and just having that one extra bit of security, it not only is it just for peace of mind, but it actually helps. Now, with that being said, there's also stuff that the community can be doing before you let someone onto your account, right? So the very first thing is, like I said, change your password, right? Change your password before you let someone on. Change it as soon as they get off the account, right? And what goes along with that, make it absolutely clear what they're supposed to be doing on your account and how long they're going to be on there. And be firm about it, right? So if you say, yeah, just go ahead, open the shards, shouldn't take very long. If they're only opening 10 shards, you should be cutting them off after 10 minutes, right? There's no reason that they should be on there any longer. And as soon as that happens, you log in, it kicks them off, and then change your password again so that no one can log into it. So it's just you. Like, very small thing, but it's a big deal. And again, it helps to prevent any sort of issues from happening. And again, I just want to reiterate, I don't know that anything happened to Random's account. Now, he said that it's possible that one of the things that happened to his account was just when he was tired, he did something silly. But there was something that had happened to his account that when he woke up, he said that he would not have done that himself if he had been thinking clearly. So even if nothing had happened to his account, the point is it was a security risk and it's not acceptable. So another thing that you can be doing as a part of the community that's having someone log onto your account is just don't use a content creator that's not doing the tips that I said above, right? Like, if they're not requiring you to change your password, if they're going into Discord to look at things on stream, if they're entering user information on stream, don't let them on your account, right? Like, that's kind of obvious, but it's just one more thing. Even if you think they're trustworthy, it's not that they're doing anything, they're just risking the security of your own account, and that's not okay. And then the very last one, this one is more, not really conspiracy theorist, but it's more, this is, can you really trust anyone? And I would only let someone on my account if their livelihood depends on their reputation in Raid, right? So if it were me, if I were a viewer, I wouldn't let me on my account. Like, I'm a small streamer, I'm obviously not getting money from it, right? If my reputation goes south, it doesn't really affect my life, right? So how much can you trust someone like that? Like, someone that you don't actually know, someone from the internet. On the other hand, the big content creators like Chosen and Hell Hades, even Bionic to an extent, right? Like, their entire livelihood, not their entire life, but a good portion of it, depends on their reputation in Raid. So you can reasonably trust that they as individuals aren't going to do anything negative to your account, because if they do, that's going to hurt them in the long run in their wallet. And that's, people don't do things that are going to hurt them financially. So that's why I think there's absolutely no reason to not let some of the bigger streamers do that, as long as they're following the other safety protocols. But that's really all I had to say today. It just, like I said, it was absolutely shocking that I felt the need to make a video like this. I thought this was all kind of just common sense stuff. But, here we are. This is the world we live in. So thank you guys for watching. If you happen to catch this video before the daily reset on Saturday, November 7th, I am going to be streaming tonight for a bonus stream. Starting at the reset, And then about an hour afterward, I'm going to open a bunch of shards. So I'll open the 3 sacred shards here on this account, the 7 sacred shards on my main, and then evaluate from there if I'm doing anything else. Plus, then if there's if there's any viewers that, for whatever reason, after watching this video, want me to open their shards, I will do that. But yeah, so if you want to catch me live, that'll be at twitch.tv/cluelesseconomist. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys again soon.